We're going to do a follow-up video on one that we did about a month ago with a young 5-month-old yellow Labrador. She's now 6 months old, and we're going to see how she's getting on. Hi, my name's Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs. We're going to take this little dog out. It's a dog that we bred. We bred our mother, we bred our grandmother, we bred our great-grandmother, etc. Very much our breeding. What is unusual about this little dog is she's a pale yellow Labrador, which we don't have many of. So this is little Sugar. Sugar is destined to go to Texas when she's trained. So she's she's now just coming on 7 months old. So we're just going to go over where we're at with her, and what we're doing now. She's a sweet little dog. She's a bit smaller than a couple of her siblings. She's a very gentle, easygoing natured dog. She's going to a family who want a little bit of a gun dog, but mainly just a nice, easy dog that can hang around on their farm with them. And I think she's going to absolutely fit the bill. I mean, we pride ourselves on kind of picking the right dog for the right people. But if this dog doesn't fit into the life she's going to, then, I'm going to have to eat my hat, basically, which I'm sure some of you would like to see. And it's probably very capable because I will eat anything. So, Sugar, heel. So it's a nice young dog. She walks to heel really nicely on the lead. So that lead's just loose, really loose all the time. Every time I stop, sit. We ask her to sit. A little bit distracted. So because she got it wrong, heel, sit. We just repeat it. And it's always about, as soon as they get something wrong, just repeat it and make sure you get it right. Because you want to, we want the dog to forget any existence of it being wrong and just straight away get it right again. We don't want them to lull on this kind of like, oh, I got that wrong and that's what I did, I'll try that again. We want them to be like, as soon as they get it wrong, we correct it, we get it right again, we get it right again, and then they just kind of, the wrong thing has just gone out of their mind, they've forgotten about it. Sugar. Sugar. Heel. So because she's a soft, gentle dog, we're doing everything in a very soft, gentle way. She's not a scaredy cat. She's just a sweet little girl who doesn't need any sort of growling or anything really very, very often. Now you can see she's walking to the heel really nicely on the lead. So we just take the lead off. Heel. I'm leaving my hand here so that I've got something for her to play with and lick and engage with me, but I've also got my hand there in case I need to tap her on the bottom. Sit. Sit. And I've also got my hand there ready for a command. Heel. Good girl. So you can see she's just a sweet little dog. Heel. Come on. Heel. But she's still, she's still a baby. She's still interested in... Come here. Come here. Sugar. Sugar. Here. Heel. She's still a baby. She's still interested in who's that, who's Ian, doesn't really know him. So she's gone over to say hi. Now, I don't want to make a big thing about it because I don't want her to think that people are scary, but I also don't want her to think that that's acceptable. So Ian, when she ran over, just stood there and ignored her. I came over fairly quickly, got her on the lead, brought her back. Just shut it down. We just forget that picture. And then what we do is we just let her off again, put her on, heel, take her over near the camera again. Make sure she's not wanting to try and lunge at the camera. Walk away again. The key is we make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay? Heel. So when I come close to the camera now, I've engaged her with the ball. So now her focus is not on Ian and what's going on over there. She's totally focused on the ball and she's ready to do her job. Heel. So we're still letting her run in because she's a soft dog. If I steady her, i.e. make her wait for the retrieve too early in her life, then the retrieve is suddenly a chore to her. It's not kind of the fun thing. It's not the positive that she's seen it as. So we want to make sure that everyone understands with a young dog that is super confident and ready to take on the world, yeah, you can put a bit of pressure on them. You can stop them retrieving when they want and start making them do it when you want. You can start doing that all fairly quickly. But with a dog that's gentle and soft and really doesn't need much in the way of correction or anything like that. We just want to make sure that we don't put too much pressure on them, because if I suddenly start saying you're not allowed to run and get the ball until you're told, and then if she gets it wrong, I correct her on the lead, she's going to go, oh dear, and she might just shrink away into herself a little bit and not want to do the retrieving. And we don't want that. Obviously we want this happy little, sweet little dog who's keen to be with me and keen to work. So we can do all of her obedience. Sit. Good girl. Come on then. Come on. Sit. Heel. We can do all of her obedience training, and then we can give her the retrieve as the reward. So the first time I start to make her wait for the retrieve, what I do is I just give her a hug. I hold on to her, so we're not using the lead as a correcting tool or anything at the moment. We're just holding on to her. We throw the ball. Okay, now her correction for trying to go is me just giving her a tighter hug. So I'm not putting any, you know, undue pressure on her. Out. And then I make her wait for 5 or 10 seconds. Good girl. And she's still super keen to bring it back, and she's back into that hug position again, keen to be with me, keen to sit there with the ball in her mouth. Thank you very much. Now she knows what's going to happen. She's going to try a bit harder. Okay, sit. So I put my hand around her chest, I throw the ball, I stroke her chest, just wait till she's calm, and then I'm gently just releasing the pressure off her chest. So I'm not holding her right now, but my hands are there to stop her if she goes to get it wrong. Out, out. And then I encourage her to go and get it. Now it's in amongst the leaves, so she's got to use her nose, which is quite good. Well done. So she's already learning. Yes, hello. She's already learning to do a bit of hunting and find it for herself. Good girl. Now, the next thing is, you know, we're not going to do 30 of these, okay? People love just going out and chucking a ball and chucking a ball and chucking a ball and chucking a ball. The way I say it like that, chuck the ball, chuck the ball, chuck the ball, chuck the ball, it kind of sounds a little bit crazy, because what you do is you make the dog a little bit crazy, and you end up with one of these mad dogs who's like throwing a ball at you and they're staring at the ball and they're crazy in the park and all they want to do, and you pick up the ball and pretend to throw it and they run into the distance and, oh, where's the ball, where's the ball? Because they're completely blooming ball obsessed. We want a dog to be keen on a ball. We don't want a bloody dog to be a lunatic. Okay, so it's that balance. So I want to do 1 or 2 here and there. Keep her keen, but keep her level-headed about it. Not chuck the ball, chuck the ball, chuck the ball. The other thing is, with a young dog like this, whose growth plates haven't finished developing, you know, she's got a lot of growing to do still. She probably weighs maybe 18 kilos, 17, 18 kilos. And when she's fully grown, she's going to be like 25. She's got quite a lot of growing to do still. And if I start throwing the ball really far and she's going down and she's twisting and she's turning and she's getting the ball, what's going to happen? Oh, pop! Her other elbow is going to pop out of its joint because the joint isn't formed yet. The muscle isn't there to hold it all together. And you cause the dog serious damage. You're like, oh, I was just playing with the ball. Oh my God, you know, like think about it. Have a brain. Think about like the dog's development. Don't just think about, oh, but it was fun. It's not all about it being fun. It's about a balance of control, rewards, discipline, and health. Okay, so please remember all those things, because that is something we really are all aware of here. And we have little accidents. You know, one of the young dogs bit another dog on its back leg. You know, they were puppies and they were playing, and it got a little infectionate joint. Had to have some antibiotics and things. You know, shit happens. It does, because they're playing around, but it's not caused by us throwing a ball too many times, or throwing a ball off a bank or off a cliff or off a bridge or something, and the dog injuring themselves. We've got to look out for the dog. We've got to protect them, because when a young dog like this is chasing a ball, they're not thinking about a car, they're not thinking about a bank, they're just thinking about the ball. Even an older dog, you know, I've heard some stories over the years of older dogs going off steep banks and things after a ball, or after a bird or something, because they're just so keen, they want to get it right. So you've got to be the person putting in those sensible rules and thinking about it. So we're doing it on a nice flat bit of ground here. There's no deep divots or whatever. It's the lawn, so that kind of it's fairly smooth. It's long enough, the grass, so they can't see the ball that easily, but it's by the time they get close and they smell it a bit, they're going to get it. It's just a sort of nice little place for a young dog like this to do it on. And also we're avoiding the kind of the tarmac because a young dog goes in, grabs the ball and knocks the front tooth out on the road because they're going at it too enthusiastically. So there's all these little things that, you know, you've got to be careful and aware of when you're doing your training. But you can see, you know, from the last video, she's just a bit more mature. She's a bit more focused. She's ready to move on to the next stage, starting to be steady. She's a really sensible little dog, but she's still a puppy. She's still a baby. And she hasn't come on like, it's not like we've taken one video and then the next one, it's like, wow, look what you've done in a month. It's actually just steady, steady, steady. And one of the things I'm sure I've said before in the videos, when we're training dogs, the tortoise always beats the hare. Remember, you get out what you put in. Hope you've enjoyed us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.